Alright, so looking at this, we can see we've matched this up. We need to take the edges off. That'll give us 3 edges there. So I'll move this camera across so you actually see what I'm doing. It's down here. Up the edge here. Steel ruler. That would probably help if my knife was sharper. I'll change the blade shortly. That side. Where's this going? Finish him off. Top and the bottom one also needed. Gives us 2 edges. And it gives us the 3 edges. Now, we need to take that final one and this one. And we'll cut that, same as the others. Would have been better with a sharper blade. This will suffice us at this stage. On that, should try to rerun the grading to make it consistent. This is 2 gradings done. And now we just got to cut the rest of them. Alright, so now we need to cut the edging that goes around the grates. So we need to measure that up. Right, so we'll measure up the edge here. This one is 36, and this one is 104. I'm going to go cut those to size, and we'll come back and glue them around the edges. Right, so now we measure the size of the wood that we took off the plans, which is 104, 105 millimeters, I believe. And we'll set that in the chopper too. It's actually 104. So we'll cut those 2 pieces. Sorry about the sound, I had some music in the background and YouTube stopped me, so I've had to re-record the audio for this. So that's the 204 pieces, and now we need the 2 34.6 millimeter pieces for the height. Just pretend you hear the cutting sound. That's those pieces cut, and now we have to provide the 45-degree angle for the joinery, and we'll place our 45-degree holder in position. Once we get the screw in, set it to 45 degrees. Now the point goes right in the centre of the cutting hole there, and it makes a perfect 45-degree cut. And now cut each of the ends. Remember to rotate it around the correct way, otherwise you could have 45s on the wrong side. And we'll cut the 2 larger pieces with their 45 cuts as well. The second one. And that's done. Now we'll take them back and make sure they fit. So we'll check the 45-degree angle first. Fits nicely, held in hand. Obviously a lot more accurate once I glue it into place, but we can now take them back to the model. Right, Now, I'll add some glue to the unit. It doesn't want to come out. And glue all 3 sides. Pardon me, nearly dropped the glue. Once again, I've had to re-record the audio on this because it had some background music that YouTube detected and decided I was in breach of copyright. Nice of them. Anyway, we'll fix that. I'll glue this one into place. Get it exactly right. And now do the 2 sides, gluing only halfway along because the last section doesn't need any glue because that's the space where the spacer and the stairs go. As you can see on the plans, I'm doing 720 at the moment, which is the one just to the right there. Pardon the mess, but we'll clean that up afterwards. It's only white glue and it does dry clear. Now I'll check that we've got the right size piece for the bottom here because I had 2 of them cut. Looks a little short. Back to the other one. I'll try the other one. That's a lot better. So we'll use that one. Glue that guy in place. Now, I don't know what I did here for a second. Bear with me. I shall be back in a moment. Oh, that was right. I went and got the cleaning cloth. So what happens when you replace the original audio and you forget what it said. So we've wiped that clean. Get that down into position. I'll add that last piece. And let it dry. And that hopefully should solve any audio issues that we had, and that shall dry straight and accurate. I'll just fiddle around with it in front of my face for a while. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Sorry, I've got to have a sense of humour with kids, and especially the aggro for forgetting to do the audio file. But we're doing that now, and just leave that alone, Paul. It will dry by itself. You don't need to keep fiddling with it. Yes, boss. Alright, that's got that done. Right, so now we've got all our items complete. The next step is to glue all these into position on the deck, and then add all the cannonball holders along the side. And they are all here on this board, apart from some of these pieces. So I'll cut all these out and we'll position these in place. And that is it. So here we are with the ship. Let's tilt her over, makes it a little bit easier to get access to, and add each of the items. Add a bit of glue for each of them. I can get my glue to come out. I decided to stick up the top. And I've added the glue to the bottom. And I'll put her in place, make sure it's nice and straight. Lined up. And the next item. And the next. And the next. Let's put it again. Sure, it's nice and straight where it should be. Lucky last. Well, they're all in place. We can let them set and add the shot garlands. Thank you very much. Alright, so now we've cleaned it all out, we'll mark off what we need. So the first one is 252. Taking the plans over here, 252 is 1, 2, 3, 6 from the bottom. 252. Those first two. 251 is the next one above. 240. From 251, 246. 5, 6, 1, 2. Right, so we'll cut those ones out first. Right, so that's those first two. We'll clean them up and glue them up. Yeah, we got one there. Another one there. Another one on the side. Right, now we're going to do 3 ladders using 241, 241 and 241. I'll cut those out, create a template for them. So they're straight, and then we shall put the slots in. Now this is an extremely delicate process. It's very, very, very easy to break ladders. I've done it before, and I learnt the hard way. You definitely need to make a template when you're doing these things. So that's the 3 ladder pairs cleaned up. Now I have to make a template for these according to the instructions over here. Make 3 sets using 1.5mm walnut strip for the treads. And the treads should be cut to a length of 3mm less than the width of the companionway it fits into. So we'll have to measure the width of the companionway and then subtract 3mm. Right, so according to our measurements of the plan, these are 25mm in length and 28 without the 3mm. That's it, it's 25. And let's see how we go. This is the 1x5 walnut. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 threads. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. So that's our treads. Take that out of the way. take our two bases. These two, make sure we got the bottom right and the top right. This is fun, it always is. This is why they talk about a jig. If I get this first one in, we can measure it, make sure we got it right. Almost flush. Let's see how we go. Alright, so we've almost finished this ladder. One more ladder to go. Stair section, tread. And that is our ladder way complete. And stick out slightly on that side because we want them to. I'll let that dry. And we'll do the others. So you've got 3 ladders, and then I'll show you where they fit. So that's one done. Right, now all 3 ladders have now been completed, and we need to add pillars for the safety lines. Now these are brass units that come on the brass thing, and the instructions say to paint them. However, I used a product to blacken the brass. Now you can see they're very, very, very small and very, very thin, and they are black at the moment. As I said, the book says paint them, but that's too difficult. You'd have to put primer and the black paint on, whereas blackening them is a lot easier. And the product we use is a product known as
brass black, which turns the brass products into a black base. Now I'll show you how this works when I do all the cannons and all the metalwork for the cannon mounts. It's a bit silly for me to show you for 4 pieces right now. However, these are a very tricky little beast to get on because they have to go on a rather obscure angle. Now we'll add a bit of thick CA to the bottom of the stairs. Now make sure we've got these orientated correctly, otherwise you'll be gluing them onto the wrong side. There's a very, very tiny edge on these units that fits flat against the edge of the stairs, and getting into position is a tricky little business. That one is just about right. Sorry, it's off camera. You can't see these things when you're recording them, unfortunately, but if I straighten it up, that is now done. As you can see, it's on the right angle, so when the stairwell goes in, it sits up vertically. We'll now add the other one, which you'll see I have a little bit of difficulty with. Once again, this audio has been post-added because it had a fraction of a group's music in the background, and it was enough to YouTube to pick it up, identify it, and mark it as a copyright issue. So I've cleaned the audio with this replacement audio, and as you can see, we've added these two to this one and the first one, and they're now done. I'm not going to add another one for the sake of video recording. As you can see what happens. We'll now assemble them.
Right, so here they are done. All the ropes have been attached. When the little bit of PVA glue that I put on there to hold it in place dries, we shall put these in the hole. Thank you. Alright, so it's time to add the ladders. I've got the little lines on them. They're all roped up. Some rope. Ready to go. So this is very, very simple. The most important bit is you get them in the correct direction. Well, this one, the down is this, and this one, the down is that way, and for the last one, the down is the opposite way, as per the plans. And like I said, very, 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 very simple to do this. 2 seconds. Just add a bit of glue. To the ladder. Glue on the bottom. Glue on the top. Make sure we've got the rope coming out. Simply, we've measured correctly. That's part of that glue we've just spilt on there. We put it in place. And that's it. That one's done. I'll clean up this glue off here. And it's in and done. And simply we do the next one. I'll pull it out because I pre-put them in to make sure they were correctly measured, which they were. Same thing. And glue on the bottom. And glue on the top. On the top shelf there, seeing as you've set it to point out. Lower it down into position. And it's done. Lucky last. The far end. Alright. That's a neat flush finished, glued up, and that's all our ladders in place. And that, right, so the next thing we're doing is adding cannonballs to all the cannonball holders. I'll add a couple, but I'm not going to add the whole lot. It'll just take a very, very, very long video time. Right, adding the cannonballs. As I said, I'll just add a few. I'll just put some super glue in these little holes. And we'll add the cannonballs. Let's see what I'm doing. A little bit more glue, otherwise they're definitely not going to stick. That is how we add cannonballs. I'll add the rest and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so now all the upper hatches have been completed. Ladders are put in place, the ropes are out. 12 pounder, or 24 pounder, sorry, cannonballs have been put in place. They were glued in with super glue as I showed you, and then later sealed into place by a good old Mod Podge, which produces a nice thick gluing surface for them. And now we get to build and assemble 30 cannons, which consists of a large number of parts, and we'll do that via the next video. Cheers.